We're live now, bitches.
That's all you're gonna do.
I'm so fucking tired. I'm not joking, DT.
No, I know.
The only reason there isn't just like it's just me, Conan the Barbarian, sitting on top of a mountain of corpses is because it's illegal.
Yep.
And it's just one more grain of salt in the wound where we couldn't get YouTube to get their fucking videos up using StreamYard. And I don't give a shit, but you know what the cause of the problem is?
The guys that want to get girls.
You could just say people. You could just say people.
However you call them, the tech guys that keep changing things.
It could be that.
Maybe something changed.
It could be a security guard decided to piss all over some servers because he was bored, But I guarantee you, the cause of the problem today, our technical issues, is people. Because it wasn't a tornado.
Nope.
It wasn't a cat.
Nope.
It wasn't
a squirrel getting stuck in the wires.
It wasn't a devious crocodile. Somebody fucked up.
Yes.
And so I tweeted out a link. Everyone went to it. There's no podcast. And it's just... And this is on top of a pretty big letdown already today.
Yeah, so do you really want to do this?
I have to, because I got to explain it to people, because it's been part of the other podcast they'll probably want to know.
Yeah.
And basically there's no house being built in South Dakota. No house being built. Because the price quotes... Let me explain to you something, ladies and gentlemen. Because none of you are financial geniuses like me. You can never figure this out. When you're building a house, probably the most important thing before you start to build it would be know how much it's going to cost, right?
Yes. As in anything.
As in anything.
Anything.
Especially what would be your largest purchase in life.
You'd want to know how much it's going to cost you to own said purchase.
Right. So I was dealing with the three stooges of the construction world, apparently. And I kept asking, well, before we go any further, what's the cost? Mm-hmm. Because
I've got a budget.
I got a budget. I got my own money, and then the bank will lend me X money. Yeah, and this is difficult. There's this thing called addition, which we'll get to later. But you add those two numbers up, and that's the total amount that can be spent on the house.
Or you could subtract. Or you could say, here's my budget, and if your portion of the cost costs this much, you subtract that from my budget, and what's left over is what everything else needs to be covered by.
What everything else needs. So there's some very complicated advanced second grade math.
Yes.
Subtraction and addition.
Or addition, yeah. They are related in the mathematical world.
This is
inversely related.
This is not even as advanced, complicated mathematics as the college graduates, and college emphasis, I might add, college graduates, don't understand compound mathematics and compound interest, because that involves exponential math. Mm-hmm. And what is that called? To the powers? I guess exponential math. That's multiplication.
Geometric.
Yeah.
Whatever. Yeah.
We're talking, what is that, 5th grade?
Yeah,
6th
probably.
grade when you get about that?
We're
talking
algebra.
2nd grade fucking mathematics.
Yes.
Addition and subtraction.
Maybe some multiplication in there for contingent percentage contingencies.
Let's not confuse these low IQ morons. So I hound these people for a month. Like, what is the price going to be before we start ordering shit? And I'm assured it's price X. I won't say what, but it's price X. I'm like, that's within budget.
Mm-hmm.
So I drive ass all the way out to fucking South Dakota. I drag the GF because girls got to pick shit for the kitchen and the bathroom. We spend another 2 hours. I sit at the meeting, and the guy is blathering. Just blathering, because that's all he does is blather. Nice guy, blatherer. and in the blathering, because
instead of Bob the Builder, it's Bob the Blatherer.
Bob the Blatherer.
Bob the Blatherer.
Yeah, and focus. So here's how much it will come in for me. I'm like, oh, okay. So that's for you. And he's like, yeah. So now, then when so and so comes in with the materials cost, and I'm like, whoa, wait a minute. You've been quoting me this price. We've been talking about this price the entire time. That's the price. You're saying this is only what you're doing? And I'm like, hold it. And he blathered some more. And I said,
Bob
stop.
the
I
blather.
I start writing down. And I'm like, this is his part. And here's the funny thing. It wasn't just 2 items. It was 4 items.
Okay. 4.
There's the general contractor.
Uh-huh.
That's what they were telling me the price of the house would be, is only what the general contractor would do. It didn't include electrician.
Oh my
It didn't
God.
include plumbing. It didn't include cabinets. And guess, what do you build a house out of? This is a very complex question. What does it build out? What are houses built out of?
Some kind of lumber.
They call them materials. And he was like, oh, we'll just add the materials in. And I looked at him, I said, we are about 33% over budget.
Yeah.
And Bob the Blatherer stopped blathering.
Yep.
And I'm like...
And realize, shit, I might not be building.
Oh, no. They're not building. And I can't believe the amount of time I wasted. 2 months, not a full-time work, I think, but I had to draw. We were going into houses, measuring, doing...
Yeah.
We were doing measuring. We were doing math. Laurel and Hardy weren't doing math.
This is so sad.
It is very sad.
It's sad to think of. Yeah, it's like, I don't know. It's like going for shopping for something. Like your parents take you Christmas present shopping. So, oh yeah, it's your birthday. We're gonna take you shopping, and you get to go to all the stores, and you're spending all kinds of time researching just what kind of toy you want or whatever, and they take you through the whole store.
And and the entire time they're saying, yes, you can afford this.
Yeah, well, you got this much money. And so you can pick out the toy that you want. And then right at the end when you're getting towards the checkout line, they say what? They say, well, actually,
it's not even
we've got to take out this and that and this and that. So actually you can only afford this. So the toy that you had picked out was like, well, then I can't get this. And after all going through, that's what it's like. Because you got all excited about it and stuff.
No. Aha.
Well, okay.
Aha.
But you got a little excited about picking stuff out.
Not really, no.
No?
I
bet you your girlfriend did.
Yeah. Did we even have a conversation like over, wasn't it the last podcast we did? We're like, are you a little bit excited?
Right, yeah, you got to hold it up.
No.
Yeah.
When it's built, I'll be, and God damn it if I'm not fucking right.
Yeah,
God damn it if my cynicism... Oh, you're cynical. You're pessimistic. Yeah. No, you fucking low IQ morons. I am right. The real world is that fucking stupid. They're that fucking incompetent. People are dumber than fuck. And
they disappoint you.
Yeah. And
they're guaranteed to disappoint you somehow.
I even remember like last week when I'm like, this is not something... And like...
You just caught your spider senses.
And my spider senses. So I sent out some feelers like, okay, give me some other builder names.
Yeah.
And then I was going to, like, call my realtor and, like, hey, start sniffing around for other houses. I'm like, nah, they know what they're doing, and da-da-da. And then I sit down, I'm like, oh, my God. And I want to kill everyone. There, that's it. That's basically I want to kill everyone.
The long, dramatic pause of just like...
Because it's so impossible to believe these people are this incompetent. And my immediate conclusion is kill them all. Just kill them all.
Well, it's like they don't recognize that you're driving 8 hours or whatever out here. No. It's like you're just. Oh, this is just another Friday afternoon where I just wake up and go and have a meeting with you guys.
It was their time too,
right?
And I don't know,
but it's their job. I mean, they don't care. They're just filling time in the day.
How do you not say here's the total price?
I know. Well, no, it doesn't make any sense.
So I can't even say dream house because their architect came up with some really ding kind of like...
You could have built a model and had like a Cappy's Barbie style dream house.
Yeah, I'm kind of like...
Then you would have gotten something out of it.
I'm looking at the pictures and I'm looking at the 3D renderings. I'm like, these don't look the same of what I want, and And so...
I'm sorry.
It's your fault and I blame you.
I'm sorry. I take on all the weight of the world. I just feel bad. I'm an empath.
You're just like Jesus Christ. You need to take away the sins of the world.
I just feel bad. Feel bad for Cap.
And then
because he was so excited. You were excited. You were a little different.
I was a little different.
And then you just boom back down. But I think you're handling it well. You're actually the most angry right now. So
yeah,
you're getting it out of your system.
No, I'm more angry because of the damn YouTube thing.
Yeah.
Because
see, you know what? That's exactly the way I am too. The big stuff doesn't necessarily get me really angry. Mm-hmm. It's then when the little stuff happens. Right. Like you're having a bad day, big stuff's happening, and then you hit your head on a on a cabinet
Sure.
door or something. You punch the fucking door. And by the way, I'm swearing. No, I'm not. I'm
Oh, yeah. Well, that lasted long.
I'm done. After recent events, I'm done. I'm not trying to clean up my act anymore.
No, I was so I had a video request a while ago about how I got out of my darkest or worst time, and it was so bad and so dark that I didn't even drink. That's how bad it was.
Yeah.
And this is one of those things where normally if something pissed me off, I would want to drink.
Right.
And curse and swear. This time it was so, I think it was such ineptitude and incompetence that was so unbelievable that you
don't need
can't
to
even digest it right at the first.
You don't need to enter an alternate reality because you're already in one. So
Yeah.
you might as well just be like, this is really weird.
It's almost
my head is spinning.
It's almost entertaining. Like, what? Really?
And these people lost out on a lot of money, you know.
Dude, they got. I'm sure they have.
Sure,
and you know what?
Come on, you don't turn down work.
The prices I was getting.
Yeah.
When I'm like, fuck you. You're in South Dakota.
Right. Yeah.
It's not that expensive. Don't
Right,
give
it
me
shouldn't
this
be.
shit.
It shouldn't be. No. Yeah, so that's Cappy's adventures today.
Of killing people.
You know what I'm worried about now, though? I'm worried that this is going to crash.
It might. Is this the Windows 10 bipolar girlfriend?
That's what I'm worried. What I could do is we could stop it real quick,
No.
and I could save it as a file. Because right now, it's not saved as a file. It's just sitting
So
there.
what?
Huh?
Let's just let it go. Why do
Let
we
it
have
go?
to worry about it?
Okay, well, then we'll let it go.
You know what?
Okay, promise me you will not, destroy my hunker bunker if this
gonna
goes
destroy
away.
hunker
If this goes away.
I am going to save. God damn it, people better hope I don't have stage 4, brain cancer or something. They better not.
This crystal tumbler that I'm drinking my whiskey from was my mom's who died. So please don't.
I'm not going to destroy your
If
mother's
anything
whiskey,
bad
guys.
happens, don't do anything.
No, because here's what it is. If this fails, I'm just calling it a night.
Yeah, and we'll go watch Firefly or something.
No,
Oh,
it's that bad. I think I'd go back down to the cigar lounge and just have some Cappy time. I think I'd
Oh,
go
really?
buy a cigar. Yeah, I think I'd just go buy a cigar and drive around the Black Hills and smoke my cigar.
Okay.
Because I know what I have to do. Now I have
And tell me, don't take offense to that DT.
Yeah. What?
Say, don't take offense to that DT. That
What?
I'd want to get away from you and everybody.
Yeah, if I want to get away from the GF, no, it has nothing to do with you guys.
Okay.
No,
There
this
we
is because I won't be any fun, and I won't have any fun watching TV shows I've already seen. It's not gonna like when your mom was like, "Oh, don't worry, it'll be better." No, it was never better. It never got better.
Yeah, you're probably right. It doesn't. It does keep getting worse and worse
just keeps
and worse.
getting worse.
That's things do get better by sheer force of will. They do
Right.
not get better by any help from anybody. Nobody, God, nobody, nothing. There's nobody's coming to help you.
No.
So
And
it's sheer force of will, and then it's like it is a sense of accomplishment. It does make you happy, but it's still kind of like, man, I worked fucking hard for this. It's not like it's, I don't know, winning the lottery or something.
I had a rambling podcast in Vegas where I speculated this shit would not happen in the 1940s or 50s because society as a whole was much more competent and professional.
And it wasn't so complex either, I guess.
Forget complexity.
You'd go to this guy, and he'd know what to do or whatever. You wouldn't have to.
I would have thought that's what a builder was.
Yeah,
But you know, what do I know?
Right. Well, it's like how anybody can have a website nowadays. I suppose anybody could have a building company, really, especially general contractors. They just kind of hire shit out.
Right. But it doesn't matter. The point is, it is getting harder and more uphill and more downstream or swinging upstream every day because the quality and caliber of the individual is decreasing.
Yeah.
And because
it's getting replaced by technology. It's easier to do. It's easier to get stuff done, so you don't have to maybe try as hard to get that stuff done.
No.
Maybe.
Don't introduce technology into this.
I'm just trying to find a reason.
The people you have to deal. Okay, we just tried technology, right?
Yeah, we did.
We just tried. What happened?
It screwed up.
It screwed up.
For some
Why? Because of
reason.
the technology?
Yes.
No.
Well, yeah.
Who created the technology?
Somebody hit a button.
fucker.
Somebody hit a button somewhere.
Somebody, a human, fucked it up.
Right.
And now it is becoming increasingly harder and harder and harder. Dude,
there was a software update or something. Windows 10 updated maybe.
Well, fine. My point is, somebody is throwing hurdles that we can't get shit done anymore. You can't get the basic shit. What did I know it's microscopic. What did I have to ask the waitress for?
I know, I saw it.
What did I tell the audience?
One of those evil things called straws.
Did she bring the straws out?
She didn't, did she?
What did I have to do?
You went to the little cantina.
Now, is that going to ruin my life?
It won't ruin your life. No.
And it's not even death by 1,000 cuts, but like death by a billion pin needle punctures.
Yep.
That's like a billion mosquito bites. That's really what it's becoming.
Right. And she was pretty good, too. Overall.
But it's like, lady, the fucking straws.
The straw. Exactly. And it would be different if the cups that the water and drinks were served in, you could actually drink. Did you try drinking out of those cups?
No, that's why I asked for straws.
There's like a little air pocket underneath the lip of the cup, and so you couldn't even drink out of the cup properly. You needed a straw.
And here's the thing. Some fucknob in California, some leftist piece of shit douchebag,
has got it in people's minds to not bring out straws.
Yeah. Now, 1 out of every 3, maybe 40 out of every 100, I go in, there's no straws. So now I have to, and I know it's not the end of the world, but it's another fucking thing I gotta do.
Right.
And I'm just thinking, like,
should I get you a permanent straw as a present?
No, I'm going to make those. That doesn't pollute the environment. It doesn't do the opposite. And I think next time what I'm going to do is somebody says, they don't serve the sauce. I'm like, can you bring me 20 straws? So they're like, I like 20 straws. I'm going to dip them in, I'm going to lick them, and I'm going to put them on, and I say, there's your fucking environment.
Right.
Bring out the fucking straws. Don't make me ask.
Right. Yep. Yeah, because then the problem was that she didn't have them with. Or at least I didn't see them.
No, I looked at everybody else's table.
No, because she came, you went up there to get the straws, and then she came with the other stuff that she was bringing. Yeah. But I don't know if she had any in her pocket.
She didn't have any because she said, "Oh, I forgot about those." I'm like, "Yeah, I know you fucking did."
Did you actually say that?
No. What's it gonna do? Am I gonna change the wave of stupid that's coming over the United States?
And like I said, she was actually better than most waitresses. I would say
she was. She was.
She at least joked around with you.
I liked her personally. A lot of these people I like personally. The builder I like personally.
Right.
It can't overcome stupid.
Right. Or it's not even necessarily stupid.
That's almost too
simple.
I mean,
that's too simple of an answer. It's like I think it's back to your lazy. Lazy is different than stupid. Distractions, that they're distracted. Their mind is cluttered with other things. It's not actual stupidity. It's like. I don't know what it is. It's either
Bill Cosby, brain damage.
Either things are so. I mean, with the devices and everything, your brain is trained to store information for a very short amount of time and get rid of it.
Okay, continue.
Maybe that. So maybe it's that. Maybe that's what it is. Because I even find myself suffering from it a little bit. Like somebody told me something and I forget 2 minutes later that they said it.
Yeah, but okay, mine isn't even one about memory or memory retention. Mine is such simple common sense.
Right.
A guy goes in to get his car fixed. Oh, something's wrong. And, you need a new alternator. Cool. How much will that be? $50. Really? For the whole job? Yes. And then you go in to pay for it's $100. Like, why? You said it was $50. Well, that was just for labor. How do you not include materials?
Right. Exactly. Exactly. He just wanted to give you a good deal. He wanted to make you happy.
I've never. I'm trying to think. I think
there's no reason for it.
I'm trying to think of a bigger waste of time.
It is dumb. It is dumbity dumb. It's like buying a car, and it's like, okay, I really like that car. I like how it looks. It's just sweet. I love the inside. And they sell you the car, and it's more than the sticker price. Because we didn't include the price of the engine.
Gotta talk to the engine. Go get your quote from the engine guy.
Yeah. So I'm sad for Cap. Old DT.
Yeah.
He's depressed, T.
No, because now I'm just angry.
No, me. I said I'm depressed, T.
Oh, okay. I'm sorry. I'm angry now. And so now I will go and look for pre-made homes. My dream home is, I'm not, the amount of time I've pissed away trying to build a home. There's another group of builders.
You make a model. Make a little model.
You know what?
I have little action figures. Captain America would be you.
I'm just amazed when you get into the 6 figures like, you don't have people. Like, I'm going to give you multiple six
Yes!
figures of dollars.
That should be a big deal.
Do you want my business?
That should be a huge deal.
Does that get you off your ass to, like, well, we
should-
can build this for you? Yeah, and here's the drawings. And maybe there'd be a process.
I mean, accuracy of price is more accurate for a kernel of corn, I guess. I don't know. Well, the stock market opened today. Corn futures are blah,
Yeah,
blah,
at least
blah,
they're
are
accurate.
blah, blah, blah. You know, whatever the price is. Oh, that sounds great. Well, that's not a bushel. That's an ear.
That's an ear. Oh, you got
wanna-
to talk to the bushel guy to get
Right.
the bushel price.
So, yeah, it's, I mean, what do you do?
Nothing. You
and-
keep going on.
And you learned a lot, though. You
I
learned a
learned,
lot. And so you're going to be better. You're going to be much better prepared for building whatever house you
if
build.
I build it. But no, now the choice is, do I just go with a house that's already built, that has the blueprints that a builder has built 10 of?
Right.
And
You're
so we
still
don't-
building. You're
I'm
still building a house.
But it's not going to be my custom-made home
Yeah.
that I was kind of thinking, this would be the Cappy command. And
But
it'd
you'll
be-
have approximation of that. It'll be something close.
It will not be anything close.
Not even close at all.
The house that I wanted to build and that they put into blueprints were not the same. The layout was kind of the same, like what I had inside. The house actually was a little bit more, quite a lot more than what I wanted. But the exterior just did not look anything like what I wanted. So
Well, you
even
can
that
change
wasn't
the
cool.
exterior on
Yeah, for
cookie
an
cutter
egregious
houses.
amount of money.
I don't know if it is or not. They're so simple to do exterior now
Well,
that you should be able to, if you have a certain house that, yeah, that looks pretty cool, but I want that different kind of look with stone or whatever.
right. So why
you
didn't
should
they
be able-
design it that way?
You should be able to add on that as a different kind of siding, and it would work, I would think. So I don't think the hope's gone. Even though I'm depressed, I think you're going to be able to get really, really close to what you
Here's
want.
the game plan. So I find out, because the new builders, prospective builders, knew more about the property than I did. And like, oh no, you could do this according to covenants and things in code. I'm like, really?
Right.
I can have this much. So the new
He's
house.
the new Bob the Builder instead of Bob the Blatherer.
We'll see.
Okay.
We'll see.
He might be the
They
Bob.
seem way more
He
professional.
might be Bob the Bullshitter. You know what I'm saying? No.
Because they seem to have their act together on this one. There was a process. See, I don't know if you knew this. See, you want a house? Oh, okay. Well, what do you need from me?
I don't know.
No, I won't even get an email back.
Crickets.
Yeah, like, here's my design. Oh, okay, we'll build. Here's the the layout. All right, what do you need from me? Crickets. These guys, like, here's the process. Here's the deal. Here's our software. They actually have project management software that manages it.
Excellent.
Right. So I'm gonna go with those guys potentially. That's option one. But now I got to redesign the new house. I got to fuck around now.
But you know what you like more.
I
You've
know
done
what
enough
I like.
research
Yeah,
that you know
so
you like.
it'll be a
So you're going to be able to
streamlined
go, okay, I
process.
want this kind of wood for the cabinets and for the trim, and I want this kind of floor, and I want this kind of carpet.
I want this type of
and
toilet.
I want this,
double vanity.
I want this kind of hardware on the cabinets and all this. See, that's what's so sad for me is just picking out all that stuff. It's like doing all that and then dying.
Yeah,
You know what I mean?
It's
It's
like
like-
I walk in and have a heart attack.
Right. It's like getting there are people, that work their entire lives for they plan out their retirement. Oh, I'm going to go here and then I'm going to go there.
Yeah.
And I'm planning all these vacations, spending weekends just on the internet
Yeah.
looking at where they're going to go, and then they retire and get hit by a truck or whatever.
The
It's
guy
like-
who played
It's so sad.
the guy who played Father Ted in the show Father Ted
Okay, that's an
died
older
2
show, yeah.
days
Yeah.
after the show ended.
Right.
Heart attack. I'm like,
Yeah, I think I heard that,
holy
yeah.
shit,
Yep.
that'd suck.
But yeah, it's the anticipation of something and then it not happening. Kind of like those videos that you like.
Videos?
With the releasing the whatever. into
Oh,
the
that
wild.
was great. Tell them about that.
So, yeah, there's
that would put a smile.
There's
on
all
my face.
these videos where kids will raise a rabbit from birth or whatever, or rescue
an abandoned
a
duckling,
or
yeah.
and we got to release it back into the wild, and they go release it into the wild, and then shortly after it hobbles away, it gets ate by a
comes
hawk
in.
or
Oh, that's great.
ate by another fish or whatever the heck happens in these videos.
All those little kids
And so
crying.
that's-
Oh,
so that's
it's
you.
hilarious.
That's you picking out all your cabinets and stuff. And here's my plans, and we'll release them to the builders, and gone.
Then the other option is to just go with these homes that are already built, like I said before.
Yep.
And because they're not custom, they're actually even cheaper.
Yeah, oh yeah.
And there's a piece of me, it's like, so I'm like,
but you can make those. I mean, you can make them your own. I mean, I'm sure with
tailor them a bit. Yeah.
I mean, they like the guts of it will be standard, but I'm sure you can pick out
and
windows and the size of windows. I mean, that's not something. I mean, you know how big the wall is, and you know how big the window can be on that wall, and it's just a different framing technique to put in bigger windows.
Do you know what I could have done almost with the amount of time I've wasted on this damn house?
You could have dug the foundation.
No,
yourself.
I could have written a book.
Right.
I would have been almost done with that book I wanted to write, and over the course of the life, assuming projections of blah, 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 that would have made me, 20 years, around $100,000.
But what if
Oh.
this experience adds to that book you're writing even more weight, even more examples, even more philosophy?
It won't, because my book is about what not to do as a millennial. Like, you learn,
Yeah, but this is what you should not
do.
do.
But millennials can't own homes because they're stupid.
Oh. Well, but they could have
money.
They could be Bob the Blatherers. They could
that would require they have jobs too.
Yeah,
you really have high expectations of the millennials.
It could filter in. Were these people millennials?
No. They're my age, maybe a little older.
Okay,
I
so
wouldn't
they
even
weren't
say
millennials.
baby boomers, but
Ouch.
I got that smell of like baby boomer managerial competency level when emails were not being returned.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
It's like, here's a lot of money. Would you like this lots of money? Come and talk to me if you like this. Apparently not.
Maybe you're in a spam filter.
No, I'm gonna...
I'm just messing.
You're like my mom. Maybe she got hit by a truck, Aaron. Maybe she had a heart attack at 25, and that's why she stood you up on the date. You never know.
See, it's a delicate balance being the sidekick on the Clarey podcast.
No,
you want to poke just enough to get Clarey to be the Clarey that everybody loves.
Do you actually think it went into the spam folder, or were you just doing that to
I was
agitate
just doing
me?
that to
you asshole. You asshole. Maybe you could make a good asshole consultant.
Oh, it might have. It depends on what address it came from. Did it come from your Captain Capitalism?
Yeah, it came from my Captain Capitalism address.
Who the fuck is this guy?
No, just he had the look of douchey banker on him.
Yeah.
You ain't got no hustle.
Well, one of the things about this area, though, is it is kind of a good old boys network. Is that true? And so maybe some of these people can't rest on their laurels because they're just kind of known as you're the guy that gets the job done.
No,
and so they get the jobs regardless of whether they're good or not.
No, I didn't get that impression.
Okay.
I didn't get that impression at all. No, I think it's just, I don't know if we could even diagnose it. I've never had anything this brain farty.
Well, it's surreal.
It's not even brain fart. It's like 5 hours of continual brain diarrhea. Like, yeah, it is surreal. That's a perfect way.
So the discussions that we were having on the details of the plan were a complete waste of time because they hadn't even started off on the right foot.
You know when
we're talking about 20 amp service in the garage and poured foundations and different, in-floor radiant heating and all this kind of stuff to like ask questions, and it's all from a foundation of, yeah, this is only the cost of labor.
Do you know what was hilarious?
What?
The materials cost. Do you know when they were delivered?
Well, today, probably.
While we're in the fucking meeting.
So it's not even accurate.
The guy hadn't even printed the fucking shit off.
But it's not even accurate then.
Oh,
then
yeah.
It's just a freaking like, oh, this is what we know so far, and I haven't been answering any emails or updating this file at all. Enter. And then this is how much it costs based on today's prices.
So there is good news that some of these already made homes are well within my budget. And it would free up a significant amount of my cash that I could probably throw into, whatever.
You should say designed. Every time you say already made homes, I think of this house.
Like a prefab.
Oh, I think of like it's existing.
No, these are homes that are currently being built. And they're new, so you can tour them.
Right.
Because they're not occupied.
Right. They're like open houses or like model homes. They're model homes.
Yeah, model homes.
Yeah.
So
you can experience what it actually looks like and feels like and the size of the rooms and what it looks like from the outside and how it sits in the topography and all that kind of stuff and be able to build it someplace else.
Right. Right. And if I
Yeah,
have
don't
any...
do prefab. Don't do prefab.
No, well, there's nothing wrong with prefab.
They're
either.
okay.
Yeah, they're all right. I mean, you're not going to sell it for millions of dollars later, but
they're perfectly decent
yeah.
houses, but
yeah, man, I just...
poor Cap.
Let me remind.
Poor Cap, the violin playing.
Let me think of the sponsors. We have academic composition.
Yep.
Okay, so that's coming up. School's coming up where you're going to go off to college. You're going to realize.
Now he writes them like as they're needed, right? He doesn't have like a library of. Does he have a library?
No, because you can search that shit.
Okay, so they have
all
so
original.
It's all to make sure that they look like they're fresh.
Right. I mean, you're regurgitating the same thing. White men suck. Males who are white suck. Males white suck. Penis
Does he allow
sucks.
some like spelling errors occasionally and stuff like that just to make it look more legit?
No, well maybe, but
that'd be clever.
It would be clever, but he just look. If you don't want to write your college papers because most of them are going to be bullshit, especially your first 2 years of college, hire Alex and his writing team at academiccomposition.com. He'll write this. They'll write your papers for you.
Do you know? I have a question. Do you know how well he does? Does he do okay?
He does very well, actually.
I'm just curious about that. What kind of market?
He does very well. That. He does very well.
But you do have to be careful of not getting caught, right?
What is it? No, it's not illegal to write people's papers. You as a student might get expelled.
Right.
Yes.
Yeah, it's not for him. It's not. Yeah, the person buying it has to be careful.
Yeah, but even then, I think colleges and universities are such shit now. I mean, a lot of his clients are master's candidates who are professors themselves or teachers themselves, and they're getting their other advanced degree.
Uh-huh.
And come on, guys, most of these college professors, they don't give a shit.
No,
they really don't.
But I mean, like if you're in sports, that's where people get in a lot of trouble.
Yeah. You don't want to risk your, and I would even say if you're an engineer or accountant, like a legitimate profession, you don't write or you don't do your accounting thesis.
Right.
You do your own on your specialty, but
anthropology,
lesbian, quadriplegic, gender stuff. Fuck that shit. Just have somebody else write it.
Does he recommend like what I would do if I would use it is I would buy it and then I'd go through and edit it the way that I would want to say things. Like just like, oh, change this sentence, change that sentence. No, I'm just saying. So then, okay, listen.
Yeah.
Then if anything ever does happen, you could legitimately say without lying, that you worked on the paper, right?
I suppose so.
Yeah. Because if people aren't good at lying, then you would maybe want to do something like that. Change some paragraphs around, change this and that. Yeah, now it's mine.
And then you could cite, well, that in paragraph 3, I wrote this.
Yeah, exactly. You did. Know.
Yeah, I could see that. Regardless,
and editing takes a lot less time than writing, so it still would be worthwhile to pay somebody to write it, and then you just polish it up the way that you'd want it to be.
Hang on, let me go to my...
That was some good advice there.
That's some good advice, DT. You're almost a professional asshole like me.
Be careful how you click now.
God almighty, no kidding. I'm just going to go to my site and see where the other sponsors are. Oh, okay. MasculineDevelopment.com. John Anthony, he writes several ebooks, and you can go to his website, MasculineDevelopment.com. These books are 10 Times Your Attractiveness to Women, Accidental... No, that's not a book. Shut up. Shut up. Shut up. He's got a podcast. He's got a website. And he's got some books. He wanted me to promote his books. His books aren't listed here. On the main, is it up here?
Shop, yeah. Categories, maybe.
Dating Secrets. There it is. 7 Strategies to Develop Your Masculinity. And then Body of an Alpha. Those you can find at MasculineDevelopment.com. You have to click on Shop.
Do you think I got a body of an alpha?
No. Neither do
It's not bad. It's like what's the C? What's C? It's not beta. It's not zeta. It's not omega.
What's
my body?
Your body's a dad bod.
It's not that bad of a dad bod.
No, I'm not saying it's that bad of a dad bod. You have the epitomal dad bod.
No, it's not epitomal. Epitomal
How
dad bod.
How are you not epitomal dad bod?
Gut out here.
No, you don't have a gut out there. That's not that's a gut. You have a little gut.
Little tiny.
Well, you're tucking in your stomach now.
No, I'm not. This is normal.
Just relax. Yeah, okay, that's a dad bod gut. You got the big arms because you've been working on landscaping and sheetrocking. But you got that little bit of gut because it's like you're tired and you eat
So
shit.
what? But so it's alpha, beta, theta, data.
No, they take that way too fucking far. It was like a
So
simple,
how far down the
it goes all the way through the alphabet.
The Greek alphabet would my bod be?
I think. Oh, I don't know.
It's
the
not
Greek
that
alphabet.
far down.
No, it's not that far down. No, and I wouldn't even say you're a beta because you're not. You're not a pussy.
I meant my bod.
Oh, your body?
Yeah, his book was called The
you're
Alpha
like
Bod.
Whatever M is in the Greek alphabet.
No.
Well, you're
What's
not
the middle of the alphabet?
That is the middle of the alphabet.
I'm not average. I'm above average.
Okay, I'll grant. Oh, funny you mentioned that.
What?
So we went through Mission Impossible, right?
Uh-huh.
Okay, great series, by the way.
Okay.
Fashion got a little eyesore at the end. So now what we're gonna watch? So we start watching Magnum PI.
Yep.
And there's a lot of
mustache man.
Background shots.
Uh-huh.
Where there's like people in public. And don't.
I'm just worried about things shutting down.
All right.
We're talking and. Yeah.
So I'm looking and something is just not adding up in my head. I'm like, what is going on? Because it actually is filmed in Hawaii. I think.
Okay.
I don't think they went to LA. I think it's filmed in Hawaii.
Okay.
And you know what I noticed about everybody in the background when they're filming? Not just the main characters.
This is in the 70s.
This is in the late 70s, early 80s.
I don't know.
Everybody is in shape.
Okay, yeah.
There are no fat people. None.
That's true. I mean, like back in our time, John Belushi was considered to be a fat guy.
Yeah, he was a fat
he's
guy.
not fat at all by today's
standards. Right.
At all.
So back then, okay, yeah, you're probably an M. Whatever the M is on the Greek.
Back
you're
then.
in the middle.
Oh, back then, yeah.
Back then, yeah. Because you'd have old guys who were fat and stuff like that. But today, yeah, I guess you are right.
Yeah.
You probably are like F, G, H, I, J, K, L, N, O, A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H, I, J, K, L, N, O, P. Yeah, you're like a G.
I'm a G.
Yeah, you're in the top
G-rated.
25, top 30%.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I would agree with that.
Yeah, but you don't have a body of an alpha like John does.
No.
So
That's
if you
why
want-
I'm sort of laughing.
You know how you get the body of an alpha?
You got to work on it.
You
like,
quit your fucking
all the
full-time
time.
job.
You got to be a Hollywood actor.
Yeah, and then you take testosterone replacement therapy
Yep,
or whatever
yep.
else, or human growth
And it's
hormone.
genetics, too. Just the whole six-pack thing. A lot of that's genetics.
I don't care anymore. Do you know how, I just don't... How debilitating it is every day, like, just to do basic shit, and it gets fucked up, and now I'm like, fuck it. The first thing I did after I found out the house wasn't going to be built, what did I go and I eat?
You had a big, huge hamburger.
Sonic double bacon cheeseburger with jalapenos, a chocolate shake, and tater tots.
That's what I say when I go, yeah, I got something that you can grab a little bit here. 2 inch and a half, 2 inches?
2.5, 3.
That's not 2.5, 3. That's an
That's
inch.
3.
That's an inch. My thumb's an inch.
What are you measuring?
Thumbs-
Thumb down to your finger?
No, it's how much goes out.
Oh, yeah, that's only an inch and a half. I thought you meant from your thumb, like your total
No.
roll
Well,
is
I
like
could
3
grab
inches.
this much if I want to.
Yeah,
I'm
no,
saying
it's-
is what you grab and you squeeze, and it's like, yeah,
Yeah,
my thumb, and then maybe another thumb past that, so maybe 2 inches. My spare tire when you
I
squeeze
got a
it.
little. See, like I got a little there myself.
Yeah, but you're hunching down there.
I am hunching down. No, I used to be very pretty. I used to be very sexy.
Your hair looks very nice.
Thank you very much. Fuck.
No, but yeah, it's even these Hollywood actors, after they're offset or whatever. Well, one,
Yeah.
when you see Chris Pratt in Guardians of the Galaxy when he's getting sprayed down with the orange hose in prison,
Okay.
right? His bod shot.
Yeah.
That took probably a week of starvation.
Easy.
Just drinking water or what a liquid diet or whatever, and then getting rid of all the water weight before it, and bench pressing and just working every single muscle before that shot.
4 hours a day. 4 hours a day, I guarantee you, and a strict diet, and then you can have a ripped body.
And then you have to do all kinds of exercises right before that shot,
right.
just to get that look for that shot.
The best I ever looked, and I lifted weights 2 hours a day, and I was running 11 miles every day. Mm-hmm. That is like 5 hours a day. Now, I admit that's a lot of cardio. I still did not have that much definition. I was pretty jacked. I had the Russell Crowe gladiator look, but I did not have.
Huh.
Yeah.
Well, it's not. It's actually not healthy. I mean, they're getting rid of all of their water weight, all of their fat, everything, and it's actually not healthy to look like that, and that's why you only look like that for a very short amount of time. Mm-hmm. And then these Hollywood actors, they go back to they were showing some of these guys, they still look pretty dang good, and all the women are saying, "Oh, look at his dad bod. Oh, look at his dad bod." Fuck you, ladies. Fuck off.
I don't. I'm almost at the point where I think I'll go beyond the red pill now.
Okay.
Or I might close that chapter. I'll still talk about it because most of my
we're getting more black pilled as we go.
Well, it's not even black pill. It's just I think we, as a community online, we've pretty well mapped out the female psyche or sexual dynamics between men and women. I think it'll be a job of somebody, or maybe that's our part-time job, is to update it as things progress.
Right. But it's all going to be related to the key foundation.
To the key foundation,
because that doesn't change.
Yeah, the weapons change, but the tactics don't, I guess, and the psychology doesn't. I was trying to figure out who was it. They made a point that something not that old, a tactic not that old, would work on women, but today it won't. And it was a tactic only 10 years old, and I forgot what it was. But you're right, that weapon, that caliber of bullet is outdated. It doesn't work when women have advanced, or they've simply become aware of it. But there really isn't all that much new. And
that's why it's boring to me.
Well, you're also married.
Yeah. And you're getting older, and you have different interests.
And I'm not chasing, really. No. I'm not chasing after another damn girl. I'm not.
I mean, they're pleasant to look at. But like you say, you look at them and you go, wow, but you go, ugh, there's going to be issues there.
Yeah. Well, not even issues. It's just like, how much effort?
It's going to be a lot of effort, lots of problems.
Young men have
whole
the
other
energy.
Struggle.
Yeah. But
is that really the mountain I want to climb at this point?
Yeah, exactly. Boy, I could go fishing instead.
Right.
But I forgot where I was going with it.
Well, you're just saying that we've sort of moved on from that, and it's maybe you check in on it from time to time.
Yeah, like the Red Man Group and Rich Cooper and Rollo do a great job. I also think there's benefits and additional merit they have because they either are married or were married. Yeah. They're not like some dude bro. Right. Like, hey, how to extend your dick by 8 inches? Take my pills and da-da-da. And it's not that. They're a little bit more cerebral and philosophical, and then kids come into it. And I think that frontier maybe could be mapped out a little bit. But yeah, it's there. There's nothing really else to say. And especially since
that's why it needs to focus on you,
right?
The male or whatever, the listener, rather than what's outside of himself.
Right.
It's more important to focus on.
And I've seen
who you are.
Yeah, and I've seen such a disinterest on the part of women in men, certainly for marriage or commitment, or husbandry or fathers, that you're especially among the younger people, it's kind of like, well, maybe this is just they're not even showing up to play, guys. So why don't you?
Right.
So I think I wouldn't declare the battle over. It'll always be there, but I really don't know if
the crazy things it is sort of we're not able to yet, but it's going back towards men only clubs and stuff like that. It's kind of, you know what I mean? It's sort of that used to be a huge draw for guys in the past, was to hang out with have a men's only club or whatever, and we've gotten away from that with the whole equality crap and all that stuff, but it's going to kind of go back that direction. We're going to see the wisdom in that. I think it's just not chasing tail and just constantly doing that. No, we should be focusing on other things.
I wish it was like that, but most guys have retreated to their basements, their video games, their porn, and their online.
Well,
lives.
Maybe that's the kind of club it is, though. I mean,
that's the modern day club, and that's your rank and file. How many guys actually read through, say, The Rational Male, or tune into Terrence Popp or anything like that?
Well, the attention spans are getting. It's what I was talking about earlier. The attention spans are getting so much shorter,
right?
And if you can't hit them with something real quick, that's why I mean I love Rollo, because he's very cerebral and he really gets into detail on things when I used to read him, but that just doesn't. fly anymore, really.
Yeah. But anyway, yeah. So if you'll probably like that masculinedevelopment.com if you're a younger guy, but if you're an older guy, you're probably going to be like, nah, no. I was in the war. No, thank you. I don't need to go back.
I mean, these guys do have good hints on bodybuilding and stuff like that. And so if you are,
well, he's in great shape.
Yeah, if you've hit a plateau, then this guy might be able to help you push past that. So.
Yeah. But I honestly, with all this shit, I'm like, okay, yeah, you know what? I'm not going to the gym 2 hours a day.
You don't have to go 2 hours.
Unless the GF got really super hot, I'm kind of like, yeah, you know what? I'm throwing in the towel after this.
Hey, this might make you a little bit more
relaxed.
No, about my G-rated dad bod. Appreciative of it. This is only every other day for maybe half an hour, 45 minutes in the gym.
Oh, that's not
That's
bad.
it?
No, a lot of it's diet, too.
Yeah.
You eat like shit.
Right, I
know. Yeah. Because I eat sort of like shit. I get really good, like, oh, I'm going to do it, and then a day of shit happens, like, fuck!
Yeah.
And then it's just like, you got to have some kind of vice. It's just, oh. Anyway, there's, we also got the Pence Principle, basically how not to get Me Too'd by Randall Bentwick. It focuses on Vice President Pence's policy or principle not to have or be left alone with a woman that isn't your wife unless your wife is there. And it's based on the bullshit that came out of that Brett Kavanaugh hearing. We also have RDK Legal by Russell D. Knight. If you are looking to get divorced or you're looking to get married, or you think about getting married, talk to Russell. He does divorce, and that's all he does, and he does it well.
He's a nice-looking guy, I would say. That's a real picture of him.
Yeah, that's a real picture of him. You think so?
Hey, he looks like a nice, trustworthy guy. To me.
I don't know.
He doesn't look like he's, when the lawyer kind of smiles, it's like, I don't know about that guy. He's not giving me that vibe.
You go to his site. Actually, we'll go to his site because it's kind of funny. Him and his buddy, I think it's Raul or something. He's a Middle Eastern dude, and he's from the Twin Cities. But they're really smiley when they're doing the divorce. And it's, yeah, look, see how happy they are? Like, hey, they really love divorce, I wonder if they got other pictures. Yeah, look how happy they are to divorce you.
Yeah.
Raul. Okay, yeah.
And he's wearing the checkered shirt with the suit.
Yeah, let me get the other pictures of him. Family is first. Oh, no, that's not a... But, here, if I can... Yeah,
it's a cool name, I would say. Russell D. Knight.
But look how excited he is about divorce. I mean, look at it. It's in his eyes.
He's like, wow, that happened to you?
Raul is happy to be there, too. But on a more serious note, yeah, talk to them before you get married. That's the time to talk to a divorce lawyer.
That is a good idea.
That's where you get the thing and the stuff.
I mean, a lot of people that are listening to this have gone through the red pill, so they probably know a lot of stuff. But there's probably some stuff that you don't know.
No. Coffee. What did you have the last time I was here for coffee?
I mixed Dunkin' Donuts French vanilla with Folgers breakfast roast.
You had Folgers, huh?
Yeah, I had
You had
Folgers. It's fine.
Uh-huh.
And you know what? Once you get a garage,
yeah,
the Folgers cans are perfect for storing stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah. They are. They're perfect.
Or you could just get a bin and get good coffee instead.
No, they're good. They're good storage.
Anyway, so DT had Folgers the last time.
Folgers.
Me and the GF bought some coffee.
The best part of waking up
is
Folgers in your
not
cup.
to have Folgers in your cup, no. So we brought you some real coffee, I don't know, from Caribou or something.
Are we still
like that.
recording?
I think so.
Let's
Don't turn it off. Don't turn it off.
See, so this is like the old debrief where it's like,
No,
are
it's
we
fine.
still
There we go.
recording?
See, you got to have faith in your Windows 10 operating machine.
Look at how nice those waves look. Now, how come there isn't like a StreamYard, Streamlabs, Google Hangouts that shows you the waves?
Well, not the wave, because
that'd be great.
The fact they replaced YouTube Hangouts in 72 hours is brilliant, as far as I'm concerned.
Yeah.
That was one good thing. That's probably the best thing that happened this month. August of 2019,
Yeah.
the best thing that happened was Streamlabs figured it out, and it was easy to work.
Yeah. Well, the whole Hangouts thing, I did look into that when you said, I was surprised. You were like, oh, this is the last Hangouts. And so I looked it up, and they just said they were transitioning to something else.
Yeah, but then you go, it's YouTube webcam,
Okay.
and you can invite people.
Oh, really?
I don't even think super chats are possible.
So it didn't even... I thought it said they were just moving everything to some different platform.
Yeah, but they didn't move all the functionality.
Oh, they didn't?
Yeah, I don't even think you could do super chats on it. And here's the other thing.
That's
I'm
weird.
sick of YouTube fucking with shit.
Yeah. Because when we podcasted when I was remote from you, I was watching the YouTube stream for the super chats.
Right.
So they were going through.
Yeah.
Okay.
But why keep that up? Why have 30% of all super chat revenue?
Right.
Fuck that shit.
Right.
Some gal with her MBA from Brown or Harvard figured out some numbers and it involved addition and subtraction. Where was I going?
More sponsors. Russell Knight, decent looking guy.
Yeah.
Likes
coffee.
to help.
I'm focusing on the coffee. Will you follow my lead here?
Yeah.
All right. So you had shitty coffee. We brought you good coffee. But the sponsor of my show, Cafe Richese, spelled Cafe Richese, Cafe Rich Esse, E-S-S-E.
Okay.
He does his own import coffee business.
Okay.
And
Are they Arabica beans?
Who gives a shit? It's good coffee. That's all I know. Don't get the city
I just
blend.
like saying Arabica beans.
Don't get the city blend.
Because how Alex Jones says Arabica beans.
Oh, I never listened to that.
My favorite coffee.
So, Cafe
the high mountains of whatever.
There's the whiskey hitting you now?
Yeah.
Can I get through the sponsors
Yes.
so we might be going on to other things?
Go ahead.
All right. So, Cafe Richese, don't get the city blend. Do get your coffee from him, though, because guess where 100% of the profits go to?
Him.
Yes, a conservative. I mean, he's probably the libertarian, but he's not a leftist.
It's not fair trade and all
It's
that
not going to save the world or make a difference.
He's not buying goats.
He's not buying goats or chickens. He's just, the money goes to his pocket.
He's finding good coffee.
Yep.
And he's delivering it to you, and he is taking the profits for himself to better his life and the life of his family.
Yeah. Do you know what his motto is?
I don't know. It's not.
It's
the
clever.
coffee's good.
It's called Better Than Folgers. That's what his motto is.
Is it really?
No, it's not.
That's a good joke.
That was just a joke.
That would be funny.
If you'd like to advertise on my website and show and YouTube channel, you can. It's $100 a month. We'll go through my books. There's Bachelorpad Economics. Check that out. You guys all know that. Asshole Consulting. If you need advice, contact me directly at assholeconsulting.com. I also do Skype sessions. I've actually done a couple Skype sessions recently because people are ponying up the money. And it's one-on-one, and I hate them. Although the last one I had, the guy was actually a straight shooter. He was cool. He had, so that was good. But if you need one-on-one for whatever reason, an email or a video response won't work, it's a little bit more involved. Contact, it's $200 an hour. Won't lie, guys. $200 minimum. Because I'm very, very, very angry. Not at you, just life.
How do you? I was gonna say, so you're flashing your blank when you have your private phone sessions. You're flashing your philosophy instead of flashing your tits, which what most people would pay for a personal session with somebody through the internet for.
Oh,
how could you make that funny? Like you're flashing your
wisdom, truth,
something like that.
My hatred for your beating around the bush. No, I'll be honest. No, most of the fakers. I learned this from Rich Cooper because I was only doing like $100 an hour, and I get these like fucking dopes who are like psychologists probably even have a term for these guys where they don't want their problem solved. They're addicted to talking to someone about it, and they want to go around in circles, and that's how they get off.
Yep.
So he's like, "Oh, dude, you got to jack up the price."
They just like to wallow.
And then just have, "Oh, it'll be all right. Well, how do you feel?" And they never have any. So I'm like, "Okay, it's $200 minimum, $200 an hour."
Okay.
And then the clients I've gotten are pretty straight aces now, and they're usually, I can actually see where I always try one. I'm like, "Look, that could probably be handled with an email." He's like, "No, it's a little more complicated. And I really need to talk." I'm like, "All right," and it is usually that complicated, like business stuff.
Okay.
Or launching a product and they got to explain the product and things like that. So that's actually proved to be pretty good. And, they get their full hour's worth. Yeah. And it's worthwhile.
We were complaining about technology before, but that's pretty amazing that the internet, you can find somebody to be a sounding board or whatever.
Yeah.
Pay them for their time.
Yeah. And they don't even have to go get their doctorate
and
in psychology.
They're not going, like you aren't, since you don't know these people, you're not going to spare their feelings.
Right.
You're just going to tell them what you honestly think.
Right.
I mean, talk about an honest opinion.
Yeah.
Second opinion on something or whatever. And we're all able to do it.
And make money.
Yeah, yeah.
I think the super chats are great. You know what's sad? I can't spend the fucking money because two fucking dopes don't know how to do addition and subtraction, so it just sits there.
Right.
Fuck.
Gathering no interest because of Federal Reserve.
Dude, I got
Federal Reserve policy.
I've made like $50 in interest in the past 6 months. It's just sitting there in a savings account. I'm like, my God, really?
It's so pathetic.
I know. And I'm like, and that's the other thing. I'm like, I got to deploy this capital. I have
somewhere.
Yeah, somewhere.
Somehow.
Somewhere. Yeah. Apparently the world doesn't want money.
Right. Not right now,
actually,
anyway.
You know who I really ought to shout out here? Because they're professional and they actually do want money. The guys on the internet sphere that actually do want you to run ads with them.
Yeah.
And I've used them before. So there's Rollo Tomasi. Okay? He's looking for sponsors. Go talk to him if you're looking for someone to get back to you. Terrence Pop. Okay? Over on YouTube. Contact Blake. They run ads. Sandman. YouTube channel. He runs ads. Trying to figure out who else.
This is an interesting.
It's sad.
It's interesting to recommend people who actually want money.
Money. Yes. It is amazing.
Yeah. And having this story that you just told about your builders puts it into perspective that it is a real problem.
Yeah, it's a problem.
It's actually a problem.
You want money? No, I don't want money. I'll give you crickets chirping.
So why should you try to advertise somebody who doesn't want money?
Yeah.
Like me.
Yeah.
You wouldn't contact me to advertise.
No, you're a fool for not monetizing your stuff before, but I don't run your show, and you didn't pay me enough at Asshole Consulting to consult you on that stuff. So who else will get back to you? It's a sad and short list. Well, it's a good list of people, but it's sad that the list is so short. You pay me the money, I'll run the ads for you.
Well, part of the reason why it is short, I mean, do most of these guys basically have some kind of system set up outside of the, Facebook, YouTube?
You got okay.
They're shutting them down, basically.
You can get a PayPal account or a Venmo or Venmo. There's other online payment places you can
There's
go.
ways to do it. It just might be a little bit more complicated.
Shit, I'll cut you a check and mail it to you. But it's the first thing is to get people to email you back. Like there's a great podcast called Ancient Warfare History Podcast. And it's a bunch of old British European dudes getting together talking about
cool stuff.
Cool ancient warfare stuff. You're like, oh, if you'd like to spot, I'm like, yes, I would. And I hear them say, hey, I want to run this. Nope, they can hear back from them. And then they go on like, oh, yes, we're trying to do Agnes. Agnes is his name. Agnes, because it's a weird name. Oh, yes, we're trying to do Patreon. So if you enjoy the show, how about I give you $100 and you advertise my book, you fucking goddamn UK. What's a slanderous name for
Limey?
Limey. You damn limey.
You know how I remember the limey?
Because they had the limes.
Alex Jones talking about limes. Yeah, he talked about it.
Wasn't it because it prevented scurvy?
Yes, exactly. He's like, all the other sailors had their teeth falling out and big sores on them going, ugh, and the British Navy would just decimate them because they had limes. Scurvy.
Yeah. They had limes. It's probably true. Probably true.
Zombie ships.
What else? If you want to help out the show, you can go to olderbrother.com/donate, where there's the PayPal donation.
Are we on Older Brother right now, or are we doing
No,
Clarey?
but that's just where I have all my donation ability places.
Okay.
All in one convenient. And you can check out the Older Brother podcast too. But you go to olderbrother.com/donate. I guess you could go to CaptainCapitalism.blogspot.com because all the links are there too. Whatever, but this is the most convenient one. There's the PayPal link. You don't get anything if you donate, but I appreciate if you send me some shekels. There's the Patreon site I got where I'm doing a random podcast that goes behind the paywall, so you get access to the paywall. How's this thing going?
Yeah, I know. I was noticing it.
What's going on?
I was noticing.
Is your bipolar...
we might want to just... No, it looks fine.
Okay.
But we could stop here at the hour mark, save it,
and we'll continue on and combine. Let's do that. Should
we do that?
Well, let me finish the thing. So then you got patreon.com/Aaron Clarey. You could donate there. You get access to the other podcast I do, of which there's only one episode. It's completely random, and it's not on a regular schedule. You get access to Mary Jo's Pinups, which you definitely want to take a look at. And then you also have access to Sandy is the Future of Wealth, which is my best post I've ever written that no one read. Then finally, the way I'd like you to do it is you can go to my Amazon affiliate program. You can find that at olderbrother.com/donate, or you could go to captaincapitalism.blogspot.com. Scroll down, look for the Amazon banner on the right. Yes, it is there. Don't say you didn't find it. I'm looking at it right now. You click on that link, do all your shopping online. I get a 7% cut. You don't pay anything extra.
From your computer, not your device.
From your computer. Do not use your damn phone and do not use the damn app. Be a goddamn Gen Xer and use a computer just like every other 41-year-old. All right, let's pause it here. We'll go to the next one.
We'll stop. We'll be right back immediately. Ooh.
All right, second part.
And I recorded mid-go.
What are you doing now?
Nothing. I'm just making sure. Yep.
Check.
That first one was like that, and this one's right down there in Audacity. It's so awesome.
Oh, okay.
So it's in the same file, and if it crashes, we got the first hour no matter what.
We saved a lot of time. Let's talk about, speaking of saving time, because I wasted probably about a month of solid work. Time that could have gone writing my book.
I'm telling you, you're going to be able to make all these decisions on whatever you end up doing a lot faster now.
Yes. Or
you still wasted time.
Build the damn. Oh, I guess
you
I do
still wasted time. You still wasted time,
yeah.
But you're going to be much more efficient at making your decisions on whatever you do now with the new builder. Listen to me being all positive.
Yep, that really got people far.
Huh?
That really got people far.
Who?
No one. That's why I said that really got people far.
No, but I'm just saying everybody thinks I'm this negative person, and here I am saying...
No, you're more positive than I am.
I wouldn't say that.
See, and then Chrome, do you want to save this? Never, Chrome.
Exactly.
Never. It's like...
Not on DT's computer. He might just hack my account, start fucking up all my shit.
It's not that. Your kids have a party. Someone breaks into the house.
Right.
You don't turn off your computer or log out of anything, and now you have access to everything.
When I put it to sleep, you have to log in to the computer. Mm-hmm. There's a password.
So let's get some asshole consulting out of the way. We can delete all these people because these are the people I was working with.
Oh, it's scorched earth now.
No. Don't worry, you'll know.
Will you need any of these emails in case they sue you or something?
How are they going to sue me?
I don't know.
What are they going to sue me over?
I don't know. People make shit up all the time.
He showed up on time and kept asking us for details. Your Honor, it was horrible.
Just saying.
See, I got to go back here.
It's cloud space. It's cheap.
So here... Pretty shitty life, graduated, blah, blah, blah.
Okay, so this is the asshole consulting portion, but it's not live. It's not live.
No, it's not live, but here, guidance, please. I hate these fuckers. Not my clients, but the fuckers.
I'm getting a view into the world of Cappy right now.
I'm
not looking at the names. Don't worry, people.
No,
I'm not gonna.
No, it's not that.
And plus, I've had enough whiskey. I won't remember anyway.
Look at. It's just a mess. Because I have to use Yahoo Mail because my other email is on some blackmail list because it's determined as spam, and I got to have an IT guy. Because, again, I have all the fucking time in the world for this shit. So this guy didn't pay. Now I got to delete that. This guy... See, and now I gotta see, and on the other email, it's all one stream. It's not like
no paragraphs.
Yeah, no, not what stream, but like it's a thread of emails. So all you have to do is click on that email and you see them all. Yeah. This one you have to click on each fucking.
Okay, so it didn't. When you hit reply, it didn't save the previous reply or something.
Best mountain states. No, that one is deleted.
So we're trying to find the assholes to consult. Or wait.
Yeah.
Is that how it works?
I don't know. You know what? Fuck it. I'll just do these individually because it's such a fucking mess. I'll probably mess them up.
Well, what are we gonna talk about? We gotta do one.
No, I was looking
forward to having the training.
You want to have one?
Yeah.
Okay.
I wanted the training. I thought it would be funny on the Clarey podcast, right. Asshole Consulting, to have DT, Aaron's nicest friend.
Okay.
Try to be an asshole, and then he can show me
how it's really let's do this one.
Okay.
Let's do this one. Did she pay? Hang on. That's another thing. Did she pay? A lot of them will say, okay, I'll pay next week. And then, like, you look. Okay, see, this is the job. This is the job.
Exactly.
Now I got to go to my fucking PayPal account to see if this broad, who wasted my fucking time.
It could just be on me.
I'm losing my goddamn voice.
Of course, I wouldn't pay. But it would be on me. It would be my advice. You get... Here's the asshole consulting.
Mm-hmm.
You have to pay, you get Aaron's advice. If you don't pay, you get drunk DT. How about that?
People would be paying. Like, I'll pay extra. God, no.
God damn it. Don't have that son of a bitch drunk DT telling me what to do.
All right. Now,
Ruin
did
my
this
life.
girl pay me? No, she did not. See?
Well, pick one of those ones who paid.
Well, they're not exactly sexy or...
So what?
A lot of it... Because it's all...
Okay.
It's not... It's not good. What did I charge her?
So this one's funny? That's why you want to know?
No, it's not funny. It's painful.
Okay.
Because I did a video response for a gal who wanted to know when's the right time to have sex with a man. And you could see this gal was obsessing about the value of her virginity.
Mm-hmm.
And it's like, lady, number one, it's not that big of a deal. Number two, you're obsessing about this and overthinking it. If you want to have sex with a guy and you're comfortable, have sex with a guy when you're comfortable. Don't have sex anytime before that, right? And if you do have sex when you're comfortable and you wanted to, don't regret it. You fucking used me because you didn't marry me. Just have some fucking sex and enjoying it. Now, this gal's like, but you don't understand, because sometimes women... And what it basically boils down to, like, but we're giving so much to you when we have sex with you that we need something in return. It's like, so you're fucking all prostitutes, huh?
Right.
Oh, but we're the same as men, and then, so I said, it's going to be $45.
Oh, and this is the one that you wanted me to respond
And this would
to?
make good radio.
Yeah.
Oh, maybe
Well,
she
let's do
paid-
it then.
No, we're not, because she didn't pay.
How much would it cost?
It was $45.
And I don't want to pay $45.
Well,
I could mow your lawn for free.
if we do this one, you'll get one free mow?
I don't know. Is it that good? Is she that good? Is she really that good?
It would make good radio.
Okay. Well, maybe she'll pay you after the fact,
No,
too.
no.
She might.
No, they don't. Every once in a while they do, because I'll, like, get ahead of myself. I'm like, oh yeah, this guy paid, and I'll do it. And I say, hey, your video's up. And oh, I didn't pay. I'm like,
Well, how about you tell her then she has to pay me for mowing your fucking lawn?
How am I supposed to do that?
No,
didn't
she
agree
pays you to pay.
She didn't agree to pay.
I know she didn't, but we did it anyway.
Yeah.
And you say, okay, we did your thing anyway
Right.
for good ratings.
Right.
Because it's going to be fun.
Okay.
And DT agreed to
mow
mow
my
your
yard,
lawn.
yeah.
So if you want to be a good person, you'll pay me so I
Well,
can pay
that's
DT
not
to
scummy at all.
pay DT to mow your lawn.
I'm not guilt tripping people into
Oh,
paying.
come on. You're getting your lawn mowed.
I'll pay. I'm not gonna force someone to pay when they don't want to pay. She's pissed away enough of my time with the hemming and hawing and haggling over the price. Which, by the way, if you haggle with me, the price only goes up. Because now I have to spend more time. You know.
Okay, so it's $45. So I'll do a lawn mow. My fee is $60. I'll do a lawn mow for $15 next time.
And I'm not
So the
going to
difference.
force her to pay. I'm
Right.
not even going to follow
No.
up with her.
No,
Okay.
but if she hears this, she should pay you the fucking money. So you pay
That's
me
DT talking.
to mow your fucking lawn.
But I thought the agreement was you wanted to do it because it's $45 worth to you, and I only owe you $15 because you wanted to do this one so badly.
No. I started to say that.
Okay.
But I think if we're going to be totally fair, you
Yeah.
still pay me $15 to do your next lawn mowing.
Right.
Yeah.
That's a 75% discount.
Yes.
Oh, I'd love to do this then.
But it's the $45. You were going to charge
if
her
she
$45.
pays me,
Yeah.
I pay you the $45.
Yes.
Agreed.
Okay.
Agreed. Right.
That's it. See, that's how capitalism works, people.
It is.
It's an exchange.
Free
of-
voluntary exchange.
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah.
DT did not oppress me. I did not take advantage of you. We agreed.
No, I'm not. The bunker is not the chamber.
Yeah, the chamber. Say goodbye to the chamber. Oh, it would have been nice to have a stripper pole. Hey, Cappy. It's been a while since I last had a consultation with you. I had originally asked how to raise daughters into unicorn women. It was good advice. Anyways, I watch your videos pretty regularly. I look forward to one of your newest videos, the one titled "When Women Should Have Sex with a Man," or "When a Woman Should Have Sex with a Man." Oh boy, I can appreciate your advice to only have sex when you think you are ready and not to attack the ex if she didn't get what she wanted relationship-wise. I really think you need to revisit the subject. Let me rewrite some of the key questions. Cappy, I understand that not putting out is condemned in long-term dating situations, that when a man invests a portion of his resources, it's fair to give compensation. Right there.
Yeah, that's the whole.
That is the worst.
Yeah, it's not a relationship should not be transactional. That's the expression.
She just basically.
It's almost cliched, sort of.
I don't think she thinks women are whores.
Right.
But she thinks women are whores.
But
it cannot. No. You cannot. She does not consciously. Not the pejorative whores. I'm talking a functional, the literal definition, good or bad, of whore.
But she's recognizing that a man actually is investing himself in pursuing a woman,
right,
and being in a relationship. So that's good, right?
Right. But then when it's fair to give compensation, she's saying her sex is a currency.
Yes. Right.
Well, fucking hell.
But what is the man's side of that currency?
Well, money and resources. And right there. That when a man invests a portion of his resources, it's fair to give compensation. Is there a more literal definition of prostitution?
No.
And I'm for prostitution.
Unless his resources are like, I mean, what other resources could she be talking about? His
time, he could pick her up, fix her car, fix her computer.
Yeah, being a good person.
Yeah.
Showing that he cares.
Expressing
love.
What concerns me about this is coming from a presumably traditional woman who wanted to raise her daughters into unicorn women, and she views sex as it's transactional.
Right.
They don't enjoy it.
She doesn't.
No, she doesn't.
Some do. She doesn't.
Well, okay. Apparently, most don't.
Maybe. Yeah.
You know.
I don't know.
And I don't know how many layers and levels of hypocrisy I got to hear from women. Now, this woman isn't advocating.
So where am I doing this one?
You wanted to do this.
I know, but you're doing it all.
Okay, I just wanted to point that out. What are your thoughts?
Well, we got to read the whole. Let's read the whole thing.
A woman has a sexual market value that deteriorates over time.
Yes.
That relationships from hookups and prostitution to marriage involves a transaction of sex for X.
Maybe.
That the value of sex changes depending when it happens, and that sex value can change the dynamics or expectations of the relationship for both the man and the woman. A woman is biologically programmed to expect more because she's made a fair exchange of sex as a relationship investment. Men seem to take one of two attitudes of either, why buy the cow when I got the milk I wanted, or she's willing to have sex, I'll invest in long-term access to milk. Feminism has only muddied the waters of sexual market evaluation and hastened its devaluation. Now the crux of the matter, if a woman doesn't put out, she isn't worth investing in relationship-wise. But if a woman puts out too much, she isn't worth investing in relationship-wise. See Pop's dick-stacking test. I believe what the young woman was asking was, how should I best navigate the mutually exclusive expectations of the dating world while maximizing my sexual market value to marriage level? So, how can she give men sex without sacrificing her sexual market value when it comes to marriage material? Like a woman that sleeps with 50 guys, chances are she's pretty well damaged herself.
Well, here's see, yeah, that it's the number of guys that's the issue. The sentence that says if a woman doesn't put out, she isn't worth investing in, but if a woman puts out too much, she isn't worth investing in. Well, if she's putting out to one guy, that's not too much, right?
Right.
That guy's like winning,
yeah.
You know. But if she's putting out to everybody, yeah, you're a slut,
right?
And that's how society sees you. And there's just a study that just came out with regards to women and who kind of shames sluts more. It's women that shame sluts more. There's actually an academic study, I think it was in the Wall Street Journal or something like that referenced it, and it's like, oh, really? Women are harder on other women for putting out more? So
I wonder who was against prostitution. It must have been men.
But see, I think she's overthinking men here.
Yes.
She's way overthinking men. We're very simple creatures when it comes to women. We want you to be nice and kind and loving and look good. That's it. And when you're young, that's very easy to do. And so the only thing I would say, and her basic question is how do you navigate this by try to get married? Is I think this gets back to the education and going to college and all that kind of shit. My kids, I've got 2 daughters, and I've said often, if they want to go to college, and they really, really want to go to college, right, then go to college. Mm-hmm. But if they really want to have a family and be a mom, mm-hmm, and have kids and all that kind of stuff,
treadmill's over there.
You when you're young and healthy, and when you're supposed to be having kids,
fertile.
Yes,
called biology.
When you're young and healthy and look good, and you're supposed to be having kids in your early 20s, you find a guy in his 30s who's got his shit together and can handle your shit to settle down with, have a family, and do everything else later. That's going to be my advice for that. So,
well, this has nothing to do. This gal wants to know, basically, the catch-22 of the paradox, if I understand her correctly, is men are not going to stick with a gal if she doesn't put out in the long run. But if she puts out for too many different guys and it doesn't pan out with them, by default, she's going to ruin her sexual market value when it comes to marriage. And I would argue that is true. Not necessarily ruin, because a guy doesn't know how many women or men you've slept with.
Right.
But you will be psychologically taking a little bit of a toll and damage each time.
Yep.
Now, personally, I would love to call bullshit on that and force women to the standards they've set for themselves, that they're equal to men, and say, well, too fucking bad, I guess you got to be a guy. But we know that's not how they really are. So in the real world, and let's say you're just a traditional gal, you want to date. You know it's going to take more than a month for a guy and you to figure out whether you guys are meant for each other. There needs to be a little bit of courtship, but a guy's going to walk away by the 4th or 5th date without sex. How do you have sex, but not have too much sex that you don't damage yourself in terms of marriage material?
Blowjobs.
Oh, yeah. Anal sex. That's fine. I'm sure that's... okay, Mr. Catholic.
I don't know. Is that an asshole enough question? Or answer?
It's kind of a cop-out.
But, it's... do you think it's really... See, the assumption is that a guy needs sex to be interested. He just needs to be satisfied to maintain interest.
Well, you guys probably going to want to have sex, too.
Yeah.
He's going to be like, okay, we've had blowjobs for 2 months now. Let's do something else. Well, I'm not ready.
But by the time... Okay, by the time... the guy wants sex instead of blowjobs, will you know as a woman whether this guy is somebody that you want to be with?
Right.
So blowjobs is a delaying tactic.
It will give you a couple weeks, maybe a couple months, depending how... Not a bad answer. But I would almost argue, well, okay, what's the psychological difference on a woman between a blowjob and sex?
Could be huge. I don't know. I don't know.
I don't think there is that
there
much.
might be different connections between the nerve
and
the
you find out,
or the
she's a
brain and the
virgin.
veg.
She just blew 48 guys last week.
But that's what you're saying is it's the woman that is psychologically damaged with having that many partners.
Yes.
Penetrate her.
Yeah, I can say that.
And in a reproductive way rather than, smoking a stogie. I don't know what. See, I'm not a chick, so I don't know, and I have never sucked a dick, so I don't know what that means. But I know guys, and guys like blowjobs.
Here's the advice I would give to her, and thereby save myself 75%.
And I'm not playing Mrs. DT this portion of the podcast, by the way.
There's a happy medium. You don't sleep with every guy.
Right. There needs to be a bar for that.
There's a bar.
Yeah.
You be upfront with the guy saying, look, trying to have a traditional gal, I'm interested in marriage. All right. If you're not interested in marriage, not really interested in dating you, move on. And that will save you a lot of pain and anger.
Yeah, if that's the goal, then
that's the goal. And a woman should be very forthright about that. Like, I'm only interested in marriage.
And guess what? There are guys that would respect that, I would think.
They would at least respect it. Most guys would.
Yeah.
This guy's going to be a scumbag. Oh, yeah, I want to get married too. But you'll be able to suss them out.
Right.
But a guy will respect it and say, oh, cool, thanks for not wasting my time.
Right.
But I'm only interested in having fun. And you don't want to say it like a panicked woman who's like clingy.
Right.
Say, look, I'm not interested in dating you if your goal is not inevitably marriage. I'm not saying you and I are going to get married, but if you're thinking this is just as fun, you're not ready to settle down, just skip it. So
well, it's almost like, what do you think the point of all this is? What is the point of the mating ritual? Is it to find a mate, or is it just to have fun?
For me, it was just to have fun for the longest time.
Those are two totally different things.
So you got to find and be forthright and up front. So that's going to weed out the vast majority of guys that are just in it for fun and not ready to settle down. They may be great guys. They're just not ready to get married. So you take care of that. That will statistically lessen your chances right there.
Yeah.
Then you only have sex with the guys like after you've dated them a while. Okay.
Well, you should trust the guy if he's going to do that to you.
Well, right.
Yeah. Right.
I'm operating from also the main premise: you are comfortable and you want to have sex.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you go out with, you've screened out all the guys who just want to play the field and aren't interested in marriage. So you've screened them out. Now you're only dating guys who are serious about getting married and kind of serious stuff like that. So then, these guys are probably maybe even a little bit more traditional. They might be able to wait till the 6th or 7th date. You might find a guy who's, I know several young upstanding men who are like, nope, I'm Christian or I'm Muslim or I'm Jewish and I'm not going to have sex until I'm married.
Right.
And that's the rules. And then they wait. And that's fine.
And that's a different asshole consulting question.
That's a different asshole consulting question. But after a month of dating, assuming you go on a date or two a month, I'd say 4 or 5 dates, and he's a normal guy and he's not super religious, he's going to probably expect to have sex. And if you're not comfortable having sex with him,
break up.
Then you say, I'm sorry, I'm not ready, and you break up, and you let him go get his satisfaction elsewhere. And then you should keep your numbers down. That'll keep your dick stacking test down to low single digits until you find a guy. And I think this
is actually protecting you. This is protecting the woman from the psychological damage
and
of having too many.
And it's saving men their fucking time.
Yeah.
And not to mention.
But the main benefit is for the women. Right?
But this gets back into the cute philosophical thing. This is the second point I was going to make about her and the gal she was referring to.
Who's she referring to?
There's a client I had who was all worried about giving up her virginity and all that other stuff. Let's just solve this first problem here. So then you'll still be playing the field, you'll still figure out and feel out some guys, and then you'll have a low dick number. It may not be 1, it may not be 2. Okay, maybe it's 3. That's better than the gal who's banged like 40 guys. Yeah. Okay.
So it's not because she's banged 40 guys. It's because of what that does to her brain.
Because of what it does to her. So I think a gal who has 1 or 2 sex partners is going to be better than one that has 12 or 15. Now, here's the other problem, and it's in the first part of this, and it was also in the first part of it. Lady, you would probably be so I know you have daughters, but my God, how. Did you get artificially inseminated? Did your husband enjoy it?
Right.
Or were you just like so fucking worried about having what hang on, let's look it up. Here's a perfect example. I don't need to I had no idea.
See, this is like something that I don't know anything about because I've said it on my own podcast. Yeah. I was a virgin when I got married. Did I ever tell you that?
Yeah, you did.
Yeah, you've listened to my podcast anyway.
Okay.
Back when I was doing the debrief. So this isn't something that I can't.
They say there's different statistics.
There's such an.
Okay, so.
What are you looking at? Yeah.
I just want to figure out the percent of women who can't have orgasm. It's 10% have never had an orgasm.
So this is vaginal orgasm?
Well, see, and that's the thing.
There's all these different ones.
So, like 25% can't do anything unless they have assistance with a toy or other manners. What is you can't. Here's the thing: if you're comfortable, you can have an orgasm. If you,
I would assume but I don't know.
I'm using this as a proxy as to what percent of women actually like sex.
Right.
or they are so worked up in their mind that their vagina is so valuable.
There actually is a statistic that a lot of women, it's a huge percentage of women, cannot have sex without being drunk, which is a huge problem.
And you know what, ladies? From a policy standpoint about, maybe not you, good madam client, I'm just saying, as a group, women, you keep claiming you're the same as men, well, start fucking acting like it. And you may find that rude and insulting. I'm sick and tired of the hypocrisy where I got to treat you like a guy when you absolutely are not men. When you physically, biologically, psychologically are not men. And then you come up to me asking these questions. Well, how am I supposed to give it up to men but then maintain my virgin purity? And and my virginity is so important. We're giving you things, but we're not whores, but we're giving you sex and you're giving us resources, which is totally not prostitution. Ladies, your vagina is not that valuable.
No.
You are way overthinking sex.
Yes.
If you have this underlying psychology, which I would use the inability to come or orgasm as a proxy as to how many of you just can't fucking enjoy sex and got to think about it as in terms of transactional or what am I getting at or you're obsessing about it, that's basically a prostitutionist view of sex. And I think women will go a long way, not in all becoming whores, not in all becoming sluts. Again, I don't care if you do. Most guys who've had sex with multiple women, we appreciate the sluts. We appreciate you. I don't look down at women that have I've known women who have slept with many men and they had a healthy attitude towards sex. A lot of guys would say that's different. But the point is, can you just enjoy sex? For God's fucking sake, can you just enjoy the goddamn sex? Which I think is kind
of this. Yeah, I mean, it is important. I would say it is reproduction, right? It is important.
But
these kinds of problems.
You have contraception.
I know, but and these are problems caused by the liberation of sex, right? When there was no protection, when every sexual act could result in a child, these kinds of about it made a lot of sense,
right?
Because you're bringing another life into the world,
right?
But when you can just have sex whenever you want, now you're conflicted because you've got thousands of years of evolutionary biology and instinct and all of that saying this is a really important thing because it will result in life,
right?
So you better make sure you know what you're fucking doing.
Mm-hmm.
All of that instinct is hitting you when it can be carefree and nothing,
right?
Like a guy,
right?
Basically.
But I just, there's a group of gals out there. It's like Golem in the ring. My precious, my virginity.
Right.
It's like, you know what? Fine.
But is that the instinct? Is that the instinct kicking in? That
I don't care.
This used to be?
I don't care.
I know.
Because procedurally, policy-wise, they've beaten it in every young man's skull that women are equal to men. Yeah. Well, guess what men are expecting? So from that standpoint, as a group, not all women, but as a group, you're hypocrites. Stop coveting your goddamn sex so much. Stop treating it like a goddamn commodity that you sell on the market. And then don't say you're selling it on the market, but then use things like compensation and currency and transaction.
Right.
All right? Right. And especially some of these prudes.
This is basically the red light district question.
It's not even.
Because you're saying that she's using terminology that is making it all transactional, which is prostitution.
But it is. You see how she belies herself, where it's like, you really do view this as transactional. And maybe,
I think she's trying to drop a little bit of red pill language in there.
Could be.
Trying to show her credentials that she understands that this is what it is.
But here's another thing. How cheap is the sex that, like, well, I need men's resources. I need to be compensated for this. Well, wait a minute, then what do you if it's that simple, then what are you all tied up and not having orgasm? Well, you should be perfectly satisfied with it.
Well, it's the cake and eat it too thing. It's she wants it to be both emotional and transactional.
Well, okay, yeah. Well,
and if it's all transactional, it can't be emotional. If you're just saying, this is how much the deck costs on the house, and that you want to feel good about it at the same time, that's not right.
Yeah. No, I just,
it's their feelings get in the way.
Yeah, well, then don't ask asshole consulting questions. Look, Have sex if you want.
I'm trying to. What is the real struggle here? What is the basic? So she's got kids, and she wants to make them great women. That's a good perspective,
right? But she also wants her daughters, presumably, to find a quality man. But most men are not going to stick around forever unless they get a little play. So she wants to make sure, not only her daughters, I presume, but other women as well, for the sake of women. How do you not become a slut, yet still find a man without having to give up all the sex?
Well, here's...
And I explained that in detail, how you can do it.
Yeah.
But then I see this like psychological obsession women have with their sex and virginity. Like, I just can't give that out. It's like... Oh.
So maybe her approach, her goal is right. She wants to raise... good
proper women.
Daughters.
I could see. Yeah.
Her approach might be wrong because she's thinking about it the wrong way, and so you can't think about it that way and result the way that you want it to be. And that's why I keep coming back to how I'm gonna try to raise my daughters in this regard is that if you want a family,
yes,
you are at your prime in your early 20s. And when everybody's telling you, you need a degree, you need this, you need that, you're just saying that men want sex. They don't give a shit about that kind of stuff. And if you've got your shit together and you're seeing it as transactional, right? You're seeing that the reality is, yes, if you are going to start a family, you need resources. Right. That's a reality. So encourage your daughters to date people who have fucking resources, who are about 10 years older than them.
And I might also add, would make good fathers.
Yes, because they've gone through the crucible. They've had to deal with crazy women or whatever, and they are going to be, they're ready to be a man and to have a family when they're in their 30s. They're established. They've got a good job. They've whatever, and so. I think a lot of women don't look at men who are 10 years older as dating material. They're too old or whatever.
The young women today...
But again, I mean, like somebody who's 20, are they going to be looking at somebody who's 30?
A girl who's 20 without a father to intervene saying, look, if you want to have kids, you better do it now.
Right.
So, but that's so rare, and even if they do have a father, it's easily outshouted by what they're being told in school and media and all that.
Well, that's what I would say.
Right, I know that's what you would say.
Because everybody now waits. This is what happens. Everybody waits until they're established and ready, quote unquote, to have children, which means that they're in their 30s and they have trouble getting pregnant. They have to spend a bunch of fucking money on in vitro or whatever the hell it is, and they have difficult pregnancies and whatever. When the shortcut to that is men can have healthy children at almost any age. Women need to be younger, and so this whole equation is completely screwed up, and we need to encourage women, if they want to have a family.
All she's asking is, how does a woman thread a needle?
Right.
Where she gives up a little bit. She understands the guy ain't going to stick around forever, and I'm saying the initial screening is very important. You be upfront with it. That's what this gal's asking. But then I think there's this other obsession about sex that some of these women have. That like I said, we're trying to get beyond the red pill.
Well, that's coloring how you can approach what you really want. Is she's already done it, right? She's done.
She's got.
But she's trying to help her daughters understand how do you maintain your SMV and get married.
Okay,
that seems to be the question.
Here's something to thread that sex paradox. We've already talked about it. What I would also say is your daughters better be fucking hot.
But when they're young, they're all hot.
No,
yeah, they are.
Have you gone to Walmart? Did we not just talk about Magnum PI?
I know, but when they're in their early 20s, they're all hot.
No, they're not.
To a 30-year-old, they are.
Did you see the waitresses at the? Did you look?
Well, they're not in their early 20s.
Let's go to Walmart. We'll go out. We'll go look around, and don't just look at the hot 20-somethings, all three of them. Look at the other 40 other hot, not hot 40-somethings.
That was the funny. There was a Facebook thing where it was like, if you could tell your younger self one piece of advice, what would you tell your younger self? And one guy said, they're all hot. And I'm like, bingo! I think back when I was going to high school
in the 90s,
and you'd like focus on one person and you would ignore everybody else, and All of them were perfectly wonderful looking.
You know how you were talking about how, like, by today's standard, your dad bod
maybe
is the upper 30%?
Yeah, maybe.
Would you like to go into the not U of M
Maybe.
campus, the
I don't know. I'd have
School
to,
of Mines campus
I'd have
and
to
look
look
at some of the women there?
I'd have to look.
Yeah.
I don't know.
No, you don't. Open your eyes. Look.
But I mean, I don't think they might be 25 or something. I'm saying 20, 21.
Okay, fine. I'll go with you on the 20s. I went to the grocery store, and there were two young gals walking in. They couldn't have been 25. They're definitely younger 20s. They're fat and repulsive.
Yeah.
Look, lady, you want your daughters to find a husband that's quality? They better be hot. I mean, not hot. They have to be beautiful and feminine.
You just have to take care. You just have to look good. Take care of yourself.
That will have the men banging down.
Wash your hair. Don't dye it purple.
Stay out of debt.
Don't pierce.
Yeah. Dress like a female, not slutty. You know,
it doesn't even have to be dresses or anything. Just dress nicely.
Cute.
Yeah.
Just cute.
Yeah. Normal. How about normal? Just being normal.
I'd settle for that because by comparison, normal would be dropped. I told you about. Normal. Did I tell you twice now? The hottest woman in the airport was a Mennonite chick. I found out it's not Amish. Amish don't fly. It's Mennonite.
But Mennonites do.
Mennonites fly, yeah. And so there was another young
girl, Mennonite?
And I'm like, yeah, that's the hottest one here. And hot's the wrong word. It's kind of like, well, she's the prettiest.
And they don't need to, I mean, when we were all young, you'd focus on the hottest chick, right? But if you're telling your daughter when she's of age to start looking 10 years her senior, that guy is going to be looking and going, wow, yeah, you're young, you're beautiful, you know? They're not going to be comparing to the hottest chick. I don't know. I don't know if this is the right perspective. Maybe I'm completely off base, but it just seems to me that 10-year difference, you're getting the stability and resources of somebody who's been through the crucible, and combining it with the youth and beauty and fertility of somebody who is of prime age to have children, healthy children, successfully have healthy children. And why aren't families being created like that? That's to me, that seems like the ideal, because when they're the same age, there's problems because the guy isn't ready for it, and a few more years of experience the guy is.
I'm glad I saved $45 on my next mowing.
There you go. So give Cappy his $45 for that. I don't know if it was helpful or not, but I'm doing labor then for free for you.
You're doing it for $15.
No, but it's $45 off.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't care. I'm out of. I just saved myself $45.
So am I doing that tomorrow then?
No, I'll do it tomorrow because I'm here.
Okay.
You guys are going to Hot Springs.
But you're still using my lawnmower.
Didn't I buy a weed whacker?
Yeah, you did.
Didn't I help you move out here and drive the truck out here?
Well, yeah, there was that.
Yeah, did I?
But the truck did not arrive.
Did I help you load up the truck?
Yes, you helped me load.
Did
up
I
the
not
truck.
do the awesome Aaron Clarey dancing tortoise underneath the couch?
Yes, you did.
Right.
We ended up not giving away that couch, by the way.
Oh. All right. My books, if you kindly buy them, if you haven't bought them already. Poor Richard's Retirement. That is not an instructional book on how to retire. It is a book that psychologically eliminates your desires for materialism. It gets rid of materialism. And if you'd like to become a minimalist, I would get Poor Richard's Retirement. It's a psychology book, a philosophy book, ensconced within an overall goal of retirement for everyday Americans. Get Poor Richard's Retirement, available in paperback, Kindle, and audiobook. Worthless, the young person's indispensable guide to choosing the right major. Get that book and give it to some dipshit kid that you failed to raise right because you're a lazy fuck-off parent. Well, my kid can... Like, we know somebody who just let his kid major in the dumbest fucking shit, and now he's driving his kid down back to the college, but he's not going to go to college because he lived at home with mama and dada. I live at home with mama and dada.
I'm not going to say anything.
I'm going to say anything because people should be ashamed. Because I actually care about my friends. If they fuck up, I tell them.
Have I fucked up?
You fucked up a couple instances, but they're like major fuck ups. I mean, you screwed up. I don't want to say you fucked up.
Where did I screw up?
You do. Do you want the honest truth?
Sure.
Okay.
You're an asshole.
You are way too soft on your children.
Okay.
You let them get away with fucking murder.
That might be.
And no. There is no might.
That probably is.
You have shit all over the floor.
No,
They don't pick up their crap,
Yeah.
and they're not little 3-year-olds anymore.
I know.
And your insistent on discipline and timing does not exist.
That probably is true.
They will get fat.
They're good kids, though.
Yeah, they're very well behaved kids.
They're good kids.
But they will get fat, they will have no incentives, and they will not amount to anything unless they get a work ethic pretty darn soon.
Yeah, that's true.
Yes.
Well, the one really, both of them really want to achieve. They really want to do the right thing. They want to follow the rules, but it's different. The weird thing is with kids is sometimes they're better at school than they are at home. That's just one of the weird things.
We're leaving.
So it's not. Sometimes the home isn't necessarily indicative
it's like
of how
their job. That's like their work.
Yes.
Yeah, no, I understand that. Yeah, but when I come back from work, I don't leave my shit all over the floor.
And they've got chores now and all that kind of stuff. But at the same time, I mean, here's why it happened. You want to know why it happened?
I grew up to put stuff.
I grew up way too fucking fast.
Okay.
So this is my deal. Is that I grew up way too fast.
Yeah.
And I'm like, I did not get to enjoy being a kid when I was a kid. I had no fucking childhood
Right,
at all.
I understand.
You get that.
I get that.
You get that. And so I'm like, I want my kids to have a childhood. I want them to be secure that dad loves them and isn't going to be pissed off at them all the time.
That has nothing to do with
and
toys
all that kind of stuff.
strewn
I know.
all over the floor.
I know.
And that also has nothing to do with we are leaving in 5 minutes. Get ready or we are not going.
I'm not very good at that either.
Yeah, well then well, you just want to know.
No, I get that. We're working on it. We understand it.
Do or do not. There is no work
I know. We're doing it. We're trying.
Then we have my best of books, Love Letters to the Left, the best of Captain Capitalism from 2016 to 2018. Captain Capitalism.
I thought you said there was a couple places that I screwed up. Is that it?
Yeah, the timing, the sloppiness of the kids, like they don't pick up.
We know that.
Yeah, that's I like you screwed up. You didn't fuck up. These aren't like
No.
This isn't like letting your son major in the world's dumbest shit and then chasing after him like a little 7-year-old child.
This is like polish.
It's
this
a
is
little
like-
more than polish. You got a flat tire.
This is like the rough edges. You kind of smooth them
No,
out.
this is not polish. You have a tire that's flat and needs changing. You don't have an engine that's blown a head gasket.
Is it really a tire flat though? You're stopped with a tire that's flat. How about a headlight that's out?
No, it's not that small.
Okay. How about
The car will still go. You just got to change a tire.
okay?
Like
There is a spare tire and exists.
I know people where their alternators are out. They don't even got a goddamn engine.
Right.
All right, it's way worse.
Right.
I mean,
It's a balance. It's not. You don't have kids, so you don't know. Right.
I can observe.
You can observe, but I mean, it's easy when you don't have kids.
Yeah.
It's easy to say things.
Yeah.
So it's duly noted. We know. We knew that already.
No,
We're working on it.
I had one potential.
It's a big change here. You know, it's a huge change.
It is a huge change, but like for example, it was a really interesting observation. I have a colleague, and he gets a kick out of how my company Asshole Consulting works. So he's telling his wife. I met his wife, and we find out that the wife and them, what was it? They're giving their 19-year-old daughter like a $25 a week stipend, and they pay for everything, and they're trying to cut her off, and like they buy her a car, they get her there, or maybe she's 20. Well, the whole point was, I asked her, I said, well, do you want her to live at home until 30? She's like, no, but she's my baby. And I almost wanted to say, look, lady, here's the deal. You're just a coward. You're just a weakling. You don't want to do the bad part of parenting.
Which is saying no.
Yeah, you want the fun, happy part of parenting, and it's not that you love her and she's your baby. You're a lazy parent. You don't have the balls to make your daughter be uncomfortable and support herself.
Right.
And if you don't do that soon, but
It's
I didn't
never
say
gonna
that.
happen,
You know
yeah.
why I didn't say that?
Because she'd think you're just an asshole.
No, because she wasn't going to pay me.
Oh.
And all I said is like, for $500, I'll solve your problem. Well, I know what I got to do. And it's like, then why the fuck are you talking to me? Well, you know what you have to do. Why the fuck are you talking to me?
Yeah.
It's hard. Fuck no, it's not hard. Say, bitch, you're supporting yourself. You're not getting your allowance no more. Now go find a real job.
Well, when they're adults, that's a whole different.
Right. But how do you
Whole
think they
different
got
thing.
to that point?
Right.
You know, it starts with pick up your damn socks.
There is something to letting your kids be kids for as long as you can.
Yeah.
Because the world's going to make them grow up a lot fucking
noticed
quicker than you want them to.
The millennials really grew up quick. All of them living at home. Yeah, hey,
but
millennials, boy, look at them go.
Like, I don't...
Grade A adults.
But once there's certain things, certain truths that they know, then you have to double down. You got to keep on, preparing them for reality. And so when they're kids, you don't want them to understand how fucking horrible it's going to be when they're adults.
I understand
right?
that. Nor do you want to drop them in cold water either.
Once they start understanding that, then that's when you start going, okay, and you start preparing them more and more and more. And I'm starting to do that. I'm starting to, with this whole thing, well, and nobody knows because we haven't talked about it. Yeah. You don't think it's my fault?
It's not your fault.
My fault. My.
This is how soft DT is. This is how soft he is.
My daughter broke her arm. I set up this American Ninja thing between two trees for the first time, and she wasn't ready for it. She wasn't strong enough. I kind of said, well, I remember when I was a kid, I'm like, I could do this. When I was a kid, it should be no problem. I'll let her. I will. Relax. I'll let go and see what happens. And she broke her fucking arm. And so and then I asked afterwards, I said, has your school ever had you do the climbing rope challenge up to the ceiling of the gym?
Yeah. They don't have those anymore.
They don't do it anymore. They don't prepare these fucking kids for shit.
So that's why it's a good thing what you did there.
Well.
And you didn't do it.
But obviously she wasn't ready for it. I should have prepared her before that point where I'm like...
She had a perfectly good 1980s childhood experience and broke... It wasn't even that bad of a break.
No, I know. And taught her a lesson. I asked the lessons and stuff. And one of the things that I told them was... what I asked them, do you think girls can do whatever boys can do?
Right. That's a good start.
And my eldest said no.
Well, there you
but
go.
My youngest said, yeah. And I said, you really think so? So it's the society that we're living in is telling people that they can do anything. They watch American Ninja and think they can fucking do it. And then they hurt themselves. And so it's this balance of pushing them, but making sure that they're at least sort of ready for it. And it is really difficult in a society that tells them they're ready for everything.
You know how good your kids are? What did I forgot that I did that. What did I get them that one time? It's upstairs on the counter.
Oh, you got them penny, the old
Silver
penny and
dollars
the silver, or not a silver dollar, but the.
And I like Bert and Ernie, right?
Yes.
I've never wanted to kill your kids once.
Right. Okay.
Okay, that's a good sign.
Yeah.
They're kind of cool kids. Do you know how many other kids?
I'm not joking. I know.
I'm not joking. I could easily just crack and be like walk perfectly fine and be happy.
Like Chris Farley with the grapes of wrath scene with the rabbits or whatever.
No, I never saw him. No.
He's breaking the rabbit's necks.
Nah,
ooh,
Chris
little
Farley,
buddy! Ah!
No, Chris Farley, not that funny. No, there's a lot worse kids where it's like, first we kill moose, then squirrel. First we kill child, then parent. I mean, it is that bad.
But it's tough. I would say it's tough these days because the first thing I thought is these kids are on their fucking devices all day. They're playing fucking video games all day. They're soft. They're not strong. They're not outside doing stuff. Like I tell them, go outside and play. Well, what are we supposed to do? Well, you figure it out. You're a goddamn kid. You figure out what you're going to do.
Run up the hill.
I shouldn't have to, entertain you and figure out how you're supposed to play outside. But with these devices and with these video games, with these Google Hangouts and with all the shit that kids have now, and all their friends are doing it, and all their friends are getting fat doing it, and it really is a societal problem. You have to, and the problem is that if you want to raise your kids right, they have to basically be outsiders. Yeah. They're not like anybody else, and you have to tell them, you're not like anybody else.
Do they got tablets?
You're not listening. Yes, they do.
Oh, okay.
You're not listening to this shit pop music. You're not on your device all day. Your friend is going to text you all day. Where are you? Where are you? Why aren't you answering me? And no, you're outside playing. You're outside doing something. And so it is difficult, and I don't know how to turn it around other than just
kick them outside,
cutting them off from everything.
So you can find other wisdom like that and other of the best of Aaron Clarey on Captain Capitalism by going to get Captain Capitalism Reserved and Captain Capitalism Top Shelf, all available on paperback and Kindle. Reconnaissance Man, mandatory book for all of you in high school and college. Please read that before you decide where you're going to live. Curse of the High IQ. That is absolute must read for everybody listening right now. And then Enjoy the Decline, Accepting Living with the Death of the United States. If you guys are all sad and depressed and, the country, read that book. Even I should probably reread it because I'm very angry. And The Black Man's Guide Out of Poverty, written for the actually rather large minority listenership and readership I have. And a lot of, I get a Hispanics say, is it for Latinos too? It is. I mean, it's written for black men, so I mean, the lessons are obviously the same, though some of the cultural references would be a little bit different, but the ailments are all the same. Single mothers, poverty, shorter life expectancies, voting Democrat, and other things that are worse than cancer. So get that. We did Academic Composition. Run, Guts, Pull Cones, and Pushing Rubber Downhill by our good friend Adam Piggott. You can go to pushingrubberdownhill.com. Get Adam's book and website there by the same name, and he has a podcast as well. I want to see if I got ranking now. Bachelor Pad Economics, ranking's been going away. Oh, there it is. My rank came back. 160,000th. That's not good.
160,000th?
Yeah. I mean, it's good for self-published.
Is that month by month or total?
That's, I don't know. It's like a running total. They go into detail about, what's, this is 90,000. Curse of the High IQ is at 90,000. But, for example, my worst selling was The Black Man's Guide Out of Poverty. Because black men are only, 7% of the population. Right. So, I mean, people
it's a niche market, is what you're saying.
Yeah, so that's 1,140,000. Well, no, because, I mean... It's
fine. I'm not laughing at you. I just think it's
funny. It's just... and that's how it is. That did real good for targeting one of the smallest groups of people. Yep. Based on male and race. It is a very small thing. How's Poor Richard's retirement doing? All these books would save people. 140,000th. All right, guys. Thanks a lot.
So your best was 70th? 70,000th?
No. There was a time I think it was ranked 500th.
So it must be kind of a month-to-month thing.
Yeah. It's like a rolling average. That's 349,000th. Yeah, you don't want to... They're all selling all right. I think a lot of people are switching to the ebook. That's the main thing now. They don't do the paperback. But I always look at paperback as that. Wonder how Randy's doing. That's Kindle. I want the paperback.
Oh, so you're doing physical books rank rather than Kindle?
Yeah, I do physical. Though, I mean, people, they make a legitimate argument that I should really look at my sales. And I always thought it was a third. Yes, Randy. Hey, Randy, your book's up to 100,000th on Kindle, which isn't the same as paperback. It's something I really don't.
Isn't it amazing that there's that many books out there? Think of that.
Oh, dude,
think of that.
The number of books that people are just shitting out.
I know, but just think of that. Just anything you want to read by anybody about anything, you can find really easy for cheap.
Right. But there's... Oh, you know what? Everybody, if you're real interested, I have one book I really don't mention that much.
Hey, compare it to Nietzsche. Look up a Nietzsche book and see what that is rated.
Privatizing governments. I wrote this... I had this business plan. And if somebody wants to come up with it, please do. I don't have the time, and I frankly don't love the American people enough to do it. But I figured out a way to privatize governments. And I actually think I really... And mathematically, if you did it right, you probably would become the world's first trillionaire. But take a look at it. It's called Privatizing Governments by me. It's just in Kindle book.
When did you write that?
Oh, maybe 7-8 years ago.
Okay. That's one of your first ones.
Yeah, 24 pages.
Because that cover just looks really awesome.
I wanted it to look like a paper, because that's all it is. It's only 24 pages, guys. It's not a... It's a business plan is what it is, essentially. So if someone wants to become a trillionaire and you got the time in the world...
It's like what Jerry Maguire sent out to everybody in Jerry Maguire.
What's that?
His little paper that he sent out. They got him fired in Jerry Maguire.
Oh, I didn't want...
He printed it and it looks sort of like that.
Okay. I just wanted it to look like... I didn't want anyone thinking this was going to be an exciting piece, but economically, philosophically, and financially, and politically, it actually is rather... genius, I'd have to say.
Well, now compare it to Nietzsche, Will to Power.
Nietzsche.
Yeah.
Will to power or power to will?
Will to power,
Will
Nietzsche.
to power.
Friedrich Nietzsche. What's it ranked?
This? It only has one customer review.
Well, that might be.
Oh, the translator? No, that's a millionth. That's not the regular book. Will to power.
Sure.
112. How many versions
Oh,
of Will
a
to
lot
Power?
of people can. Well, if you scroll down, I'll tell you the one that I bought. Let's see. It's got a real simple cover on it. Do Will to Power Kaufman. That's the Kaufman translation.
Oh,
There you go. Bam! It came up.
there, 112.
Okay, sure.
Yeah. Oh, by the way, also, Curse of the High IQ has been translated into French. La Malédiction de l'Intelligence.
So what is
I
Will
think
to
that
Power?
is Will to Power has 112 customer reviews. So
But
that's
what's
not
the
good.
ranking?
The ranking is 28,000. All right, never mind.
Bam! Look at that.
Yeah.
Nietzsche.
So if I
So
could-
if you get to 28,000, you're doing
you're
good.
doing real good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, that's freaking Frederick Nietzsche. Nietzsche, whatever.
Yeah, this guy's been dead for quite some time. But La Malédiction de l'Intelligence, I've been told I pronounce it horribly. But if
Sure.
you are a French speaker and you prefer to read something in French, please go ahead and get that book if you haven't read it in English already.
It'll laugh at the translation, maybe.
The kid did a shit job translating, I'm finding out.
Well, it's difficult. That's the thing with, like, the reason why I said Kaufman is because there are other translations of Will to Power that are shit.
Well,
And this Kaufman guy is the guy that kind of got it the best.
this guy that I'm going to go on the internet with on Tuesday, he's in Switzerland and he speaks French, and he wanted to have me on to talk about Reconnaissance Man, of all things.
Okay.
And the only reason I met him is because the guy who translated my book, he's like, oh, talk to this guy. He's like really big in the French-speaking community on YouTube. I'm like, oh, okay. So I contacted him. I said, I'm sorry, I don't speak French. And he's like, did you write Reconnaissance Man? I'm like, yeah. I love that book. I was like, fuck yeah, man.
I want to understand how to travel America.
Yeah, but he said, yeah, there's a bunch of mistakes in the translation. So not like wrong words, that just there's lost in translation, like
there's
wrong typos. And I'm just like, fucking, can you millennials do anything right?
Well, translating languages is difficult because some words mean something different in English than they do in French or whatever. They have a different emphasis or they have a different context or whatever.
Yeah, so La Malédiction.
So my ass is getting sore.
All right, hang on. I want to see how this is going. There. See? It's the French version.
What's that at?
It's not the same because 3 millionth. Well, actually, rounding up, it's 4 millionth in France. So it's not that good.
So 70,000th to 4 millionth in French.
Actually, I made like $500 on it. Yeah.
There you go. So, or 500 what? What is the French currency?
No, actually, you're right. It is $600. It was like 500 euros. All right. Your ass is sore. Where's the recording thing?
Here, I'll get it. I'll get it. Well, what were you
I can
saying?
do it. There we go.
How do we? Is that it? We got everything
That's
covered.
it. Yeah, go buy my shit.
Here's my products. Go buy my shit. Oh, one more thing.
What?
Can I put a different intro on this?
Yeah, if you got an intro, yeah.
I've got.
Are you gonna do the MP3?
I've got an AC/DT intro.
Is it using any of AC/DC's music?
It's karaoke version of it.
Okay, that's fine. Whatever. Go ahead, throw it. Put it together. Yes, that's fine.
Because how would that affect you? They would maybe recognize it as.
We can upload it to SoundCloud.
Yeah.
Then what I'm going to do is I'm going to take it and we'll do it without the intro.
Okay, I'll do two versions.
Do two versions.
I'll do two versions. Of
One for
vocals
SoundCloud.
only for
Yep.
YouTube.
Yep.
And then with the intro for SoundCloud
Right.
that goes over the all
SoundCloud.
your
Yeah.
MP3
Yeah, and then
podcast
everyone will get
thing.
the special one.
There. Yes.
cool.
That's what I'll do.
Wonderful. Will you take us out correctly?
Toodles.